We're live, John.
Hey Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I could.
Good, good, good. So, how's Minnesota?
Minnesota is cold. It's nothing like Florida or New York. It's cold. It's absolutely beautiful here. I have to tell you, big home, big property, big everything out here. It's absolutely beautiful. It really is. But it goes with along with the weather. That's fine. But I'm also looking at doing some things in Vegas for a few months because you and I discussed setting up a possible office out there.
Yeah, that's a good. Minnesota's a good state for business. So Vegas, perfect. And California, we've been raining. I mean, believe it or not, it's rained almost every day for 7 days. So
Yeah,
we've
I
got
saw the floods.
yeah, it's floods and mudslides. So but in our business, working from home, it's not so bad to be on the five when you work from home. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hopefully you're not in a home that's on the mudslide.
No, no, not a shit. I'm pretty secure. I'm in Irvine, and Irvine's become a pretty big business center, but we don't have the hills and mudslides, and that's one of the biggest things I like is it's got Disney around it, Anaheim, and it's an entertainment area, and all the restaurants are here, and you can pretty much walk to about 500 restaurants within 2 or 3 miles of your house if you wanted to.
Well, John, I'm thinking of Irvine. We have our home base in New York.
Uh-huh.
Came out to Minnesota. We wanted to see the how it is out here. It's absolutely beautiful. We're
Yeah.
also looking at Vegas. I'm also considering California, but Vegas really has some very good for business. It really is. In terms of being there and entertaining clients, we're in the networking industry, the trading industry. Traders love it. So we're kicking it around. It's
Chris, I,
something.
I think I think that's the smartest thing that you've come up with, being able to, as you were out at the traders event a few weeks ago, and talking to you about why Vegas, networking in Vegas is huge. And then the thing we talked about is imagine having guests come to visit the business and it's in Las Vegas. I mean, not a bad place to have a home office to show what really the company's all about.
True, definitely true.
So I mean, I think it's going back. I know we're working on that, and we're talking about making it happen. But I got just a few questions today, and I know today we just want to kind of get a foundation for everybody. And one of the things I want to ask you is, what inspired you to start the company? I know you've been around for a year, and you're now going into a launch phase. What inspired you to start this company, Chris?
Well, I've been in the industry since 1995.
Hmm.
I've done very well. We started educating in 2000. We built one of the premier educational sites on the internet where we had a live all-day service where people would log in throughout the day. They would get our alerts. And we did that up until around 2012 into 2013. I started to look at different models of the same business. I broke off with my partner at the time because I wanted to take a different route. And the route was to open our business up to the world. The original model that we had was for traders who came in. They had to have a net worth where they could sit in front of their computer all day long and watch our work and take our trade and our signals. The signal, John, that everybody loves was actually intended for people who were in my live educational room all day long, that if they went to the men's room, for example, or they went to the store or had a meeting, they would just turn the signal on. It wasn't intended as a separate product. And it became a separate standalone product. It actually became the front of the business because of its hands-free ability to create a profit from the markets. The vision of why we got started was I have many friends who are not traders, people just a regular guy who's an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, a laborer, just people work at 3M, where they're just working hard for their money and not letting their money work hard for them. And they are part of the 90% of the planet that if they stop working, John, and we know if a person stops working in a very short period of time, they're going to run out of money. So when you stop working, your income stops, and technically you can never really stop working. You never have that security. You're always trading your time for somebody else's money. So I have friends that make big money, whether it's high five figures, six figures. The fact is, the second they stop working, it cuts off their lifeline. All their toys have to go back to the dealership. So I looked at how can I help these people, because they all want to become traders. But John, you know as well as I do, a doctor who's successful or even a laborer who's out in the field, they both have they both, if they stop working, their income's gone. How can we protect them? Well, if they just plug into us, we're able to take them from the 98% who trade their time and money and put them on the same playing field and level that playing field with the 2%. The 2% of the people that have figured out how to earn passive income, whether it is money in the bank that they've created a substantial amount of wealth where their interest is creating income, and that's a very wealthy person. Other people who put money into stocks or dividend income, people that put money into real estate where they understand how to leverage and acquire real estate, maybe do rental properties. The average guy doesn't do that. We talk about it, right? They talk about it, they read books on Facebook, but the bottom line, they talk about the wealth, but they don't have it. And what we did was we took that 98% and we plugged them and gave them that same level playing field, the same level playing field that I, as a trader, they can have. I'm giving them 25 years of experience. Myself, my team, we give the average person 25 years of experience working 1 minute a day, 2 minutes a day, leveraging their time, leveraging their money. And that's the vision. But the vision is, yes, we got it started. I was in New York, is to take this in a massively global way to help lives by the tens and tens of thousands. And we're not going to stop until we create a revolution where people literally can get free.
Well, I know, Chris, that's excellent because, and what you talked about is the American dream. I've had people for 25, 30 years in direct sales, and, we've all, had great success, great failure. But the one thing I learned that I've never heard anybody say as a direct marketing owner, you said something that got my attention. You said, John, what if you had a product that you can buy one time that could pay you all of the time? And see, that's what piqued my interest, Chris, because whether it's a pill, potion, or a lotion, see, my opinion, based on what you've taught me, is they can buy this product and use it every day to gain financial wealth. Is that correct?
Yes. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. Yes, we have two parts of the business, three parts of the business, actually, that if you realize. One part, a person can become a customer.
Okay.
And that customer can, learn how to trade 8 hours a day in a class. We have webinars every week. Now, the other part of that is that live signal service where they could plug in. It's a simple app. It takes a few minutes to plug in. We made it so simple for the average person, simple for anybody to use it. Now, that covers Forex and futures markets. So you have the live education. You have the hands-free signal. And that's the intention, is helping people who can't sit in front of their computer. The guy that's working all day long has leveraged his time and money in the markets. Now, you brought up something that it just struck a little chord, which is right. We have a product that you buy one time. Now, you actually don't buy it. I see some of these companies out there where they're selling services for $10,000, $15,000, $4,000, $3,000. So you spend $5,000 on a service, a product for some company. And then you got to figure out how to market it. And then, how about the person, maybe they have several $1,000s. They put it into the markets. What did Kiyosaki say? What does Anthony Robbins say? Anthony Robbins just came out with a new book, Let Your Money Work Hard for You. Okay? So it's a product that you buy one time, meaning that you invest in yourself. You set up your own trading account, and you're leveraging experts in the beginning. You may not know how to trade. You may not know how to buy and sell. So by setting up your own account and plugging into us, and that's optional. Okay, in the beginning, it's optional. People don't have the money, I understand. We have another part of the business to help them with that. But people that have the money to go spend $4,000, $5,000 on some of these other programs out there, let them invest in themselves. They set up their own trading account. They plug it in. They're hands-free. And guess what? That product will pay them. Not every day because we are traders. We win and we lose. But week after week, month after month, year after year.
Okay.
You know, I know there's a voodoo word in the network marketing industry in some of these programs where the word compounding is voodoo. It's not voodoo. It's actually encouraged in the trading industry. When I first got into trading, that was what we always talked about. Why? You can compound your money. It's called compound interest, except you can do it while you're trading. We all know if you make 7% or so much every 7 years, you double your money, or 20 years, whatever it may be. I can't think at that little level. But traders, we look at compound interest in a much faster form. So it's not voodoo in the retail world. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. I mean, Chris, when you said that to me the first time, it dawned on how many companies. I mean, you know, I was a VP of the largest networking company in America at one time, and I know how many companies are out there and how many people put their hard-earned money into different programs. But I also understand compound interest, and when you have that opportunity, I mean, do you feel that the barrier of entry in the business is hard, or the education part is hard for this Joe average guy?
No. Well, listen. Everybody wants to have their own business. Well, I shouldn't say that. Let's break it down a little bit. 98% of the people work for the 2%, whether we like it or not. That's the fact. 98% of the people will hit 65. They're going to be dead or dead broke, or have to go get a job.
Right.
You know, do you remember the McDonald's commercial where they had the older people working at McDonald's, and they were trying to make it like it was great? You know, you walk in there and an older person selling you a hamburger. That's an embarrassment. I met a gentleman at a gas station. He was actually my boss years ago, and I met him at a gas station. He was pumping gas in Yonkers, New York, and I said, "What's going on?" He says, "I retired." And I said to myself, if he only knew he's actually working.
Yes.
You know, you didn't retire. In their mind, they retire, but to go get another job. So we know what happens to 90% of the people. So everybody of the 90%, most of us want to be independent. We want to have our own business. We want to have that feeling of security, but they don't have the education to start their own business. Yes, going to schools, get a teacher, whatever, but I don't know any college professors that are actually multimillionaires running a big business. They're in school teaching. So that's a touchy subject, but quite honestly,
I hear you.
If you want to be successful, find somebody who's done it and just mirror them consistently, and until you figure out your own model. That's what I did. Now, what we look at with trading, you have to look at this. This is the best business to enter into your own home-based business. It's the why I got into it. I was running a very, very large construction business in New York City, and when I saw trading, I realized a couple of things. I had no inventory. In construction, I had a warehouse, $1 million worth of inventory, sheetrock and studs and all the stuff that goes with that, trucks. We had drivers. I have no inventory. I have no accounts payable. I don't owe anybody when I'm a trader. In construction, we had to order the product, get it to the job, and then I would get a bill from my vendor. I had accounts payable. I had payroll. You don't need payroll when you're a trader in the trading industry. I'm giving you criteria of owning your own business that eliminates all the unnecessary things that goes along with the business. How about insurance? Okay, health insurance and life insurance is one thing, but what about having to pay them to your employees? You don't have any employees. You don't have to pay insurance on them.
Correct.
All right? You don't have to worry about if somebody's showing up late or somebody's showing up early, they're giving you calling in sick. When you're a trader, you control all of this under your own flag. You have your own home-based business. Now, here's the best part. Imagine going into and starting your own company, traditional business. Costs a lot of money. Renting a place, having to come up with the security, going through all the credit checks, the bank funding, figure out what type of business you want to have. All right? Then getting all the inventory, setting it up, hire designers. We don't have to do that with trading. Okay? Our cost minimum is several $1,000s to become a trader, and you can earn eventually a full-time income. If you start with the low amount, you're not going to earn a full-time income, obviously. But as you get it higher and higher, you can literally take your business that you started on a shoestring budget from your own home and create a profit day one. There is no other business in the planet like that you can literally start from day one. Even an internet marketer has to go out and acquire customers. They have to put together all their internet stuff, all their marketing, put money into traffic or blast emails, and then when the traffic comes in, then they have to figure out and do all these little split tests. You know what? With trading, guess what? You're in business tomorrow. You set up a brokerage account, you fund it, you're in business. You are now a business owner. So realizing that, John, every person that's on this call, every person in the planet can become a business owner. That's why I started iMarketsLive, was to give people the opportunity to be an owner of their own business. Now, here's the one problem. Most people fail in trading. 95% of the people never make it in trading. Right. So what do? We took 25 years of experience, and I created a solution to the problem. The problem is people don't know what to do with the money or know how to trade. I basically set up an app that basically connects the average guy into the experts, and that when we click a button, they click a button. It's instantaneous, hands-free, and we now give a person the ability, hands-free, and I keep stressing that because people ask me, well, what do I have to do? You plug it in, you turn it on, that's it. You don't have to do anything else. All you do is connect it to our server, and when we work, you work. You can live your life. You can monitor it. You can watch it. But you're now in business for yourself, not by yourself. You're in with a low amount. You don't have all those crazy overhead costs that come along with being in business. John, if let's just say you had, say, $5,000 and you put it into the market, and it costs you a couple $100 a month overhead to earn high 3 to 4 figures a month. You happy?
Very happy.
Of course.
That's a good deal. Yeah.
So we basically take the average person from anywhere on the planet and put them into the business. We do have programs within our system. For instance, the Forex market, they can come in with a lot less and start smaller. Yes. So essentially, we touch on every net worth, whether it's a smaller guy to the larger guy. They can be in business for themselves, not by themselves. And then if they choose to, come into the live education room, get the webinar work, and they can learn about the business they're in. They don't have to learn first to earn. They can earn first and then learn. So what we have is it's revolutionized the industry. We're the only ones in the future side, the only ones in the industry with our particular product. There's no other company out there.
That's why I wanted to stress to you, because as you said earlier, a lot of companies will sell you these $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 packages, and they leave you kind of stranded. But with your program, what I understand is it's not just the small entry level. It's the ability to execute, learn, duplicate from 25 years of experience. So you've leveled the playing field, which is great. But on the compensation side, Chris, I mean, how do you feel about your compensation plan? It looks very fair, but how do you feel about it?
Well, we now understand we have a product. Now, before I go there, the product that we have, we look at, we've been around for about a year in this particular model, and we looked at it when we first started, and over that period, we've just been adjusting and fine-tuning it to where it needs to be in the networking arena for a particular audience. You always have to have your product to fit the audience too. And we looked at what was needed, and we have 3 different products. We have the Forex Spot, the Forex Futures. So the spot market, you could trade on a very small amount. For those that want to play on a higher amount, we have Forex Futures, which is a much bigger leverage. And then you have the S&P Futures. So we have 3 different products that all work together, because it's the same. There's always something happening in the markets. There's not one thing. Like if something's not happening here, it's happening there. If it's not happening there, it's happening here. So we have 3 products that work together, and there's always something happening in the markets. So look at that. The product is phenomenal. Okay, we had some, and you've been watching it. Yes. We have some of the leaders like yourself who've been on the product for several months, and the challenge was, show me what you can do. And to see the results that we've performed already, all of a sudden it's an excitement because we never put ourselves out there like that showing. But now we've proven ourselves, and it's just a lot of excitement, that's for sure. Now, the product is right. Okay, the product is right. But what's the next thing that we have to have? It's the price point.
Correct.
We have the wrong price point, John. You know, I dealt with a different model audience in my other company, and when we came to IML and we built IML, it's a different audience.
Yeah.
You're going to have an audience that drives Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces and Mercedes. Then you have an audience that drives a Chevrolet as an average. I can't sell, you know, a Lamborghini to somebody who's not ready for it yet, but I can sell a Chevrolet or a price of a Chevrolet. So I looked at that and I said, you know what? I hired a couple guys, not hired, but they came in and they said, look, show us what you can do with the product first. I gave them multiple months of live trading action. They watched it each and every day. Once they were satisfied with that, they said, okay, now we're going to go to work. We're going to help you revamp your business. Number one, John, I'm the boss, but I'm not the boss. I'm of everything. I'm the company CEO, but a smart man, a smart man goes to school. A wise man consults the people that went to school and the smart people. So I'm not smart enough to figure all this stuff out. It's not my forte.
I hear you.
So I have the right people who are in this industry, who've been successful, who have launched companies, and they said your price structure is out of whack. Okay, bring the price structure down, so the average person can afford it. Don't make them come up to afford it. Make them afford it from day one and help them see what you do. So we brought the price to $195 to start and $95 a month as a customer.
Gotcha.
To become an affiliate, to have the right to sell it, which is that it keeps us legal. There's an additional $5 a month. Okay, that's our right to charge whatever, and I felt low enough. Some companies charge $25, believe it or not, for the website. It's $5. All right, the website, it's $5. It covers the cost.
Yes.
And of course, it covers the processing fees and all that. So really, we're not making zero money on it. We have other optional things in terms of a VPS, a virtual private server. Little cost for that. If they want us to completely handle turning their systems on and off every day, that's another optionable where literally you're 5,000% hands-free. Okay. But the pricing was important, John, is that the low barrier of entry of $195 a month. Everybody in the planet can afford it, from New York to Australia to Japan, China, anywhere on the planet. And we've seen people start to come back into IML in a very excitable way. I'm getting a lot of people on Facebook hitting me and Skypes, and I'm just passing them on to the leaders, but I'm feeling it, I'm seeing it, it's exciting. So, John, the price, the trading, the pricing, and in terms of the trading, I have backup, I have support, I have people around me. I'm the head trader, I'm the face of the company, it's always going to be that way, but I have people around me, all right? As we grow the company, I'm going to put people out front again as educators, and we have other products. We have robotic trading products that you've seen, John.
Yes.
Hypothetical results are phenomenal. It sits on somebody's computer, draws out all the patterns, and that's coming in the coming months. We have products that are just going to blow people's mind. We have phenomenal things. We're going to be going into the crude market, the gold market. These are our products I've been doing for many years, but I couldn't start off IML that way. So we're thinking forward, John, into the future. The next thing was the compensation plan, like you asked. I didn't mean to stop it, go backwards, but I had to get to the compensation plan, explaining that the pricing was right. Now we have the product, the pricing, it's the compensation. Yes. And the advice was, make it simple for people. Don't make it hard for people. The way we had our compensation plan was they had to do this to get here and to go down and to go sideways. And I looked at it myself and I had to think, could I even do this?
Yeah.
So you know, John, I was in network marketing prior to trading.
Oh, wow.
I was in network marketing 9 years prior to it. I've traveled all over the world. So I understand that part of the game. I'm a social bug. I love to. That's why I built IML. Not because I don't know network marketing, because I love network marketing. So the compensation plan, we made it simple. A person can come into the business, their volume, which since they're a customer, goes into the matrix. It's a 4% 3x8 matrix, 3x8 by 4%. Your whole matrix is basically open for you. You come in, the matrix is open for you. Gotcha. 3x8 matrix, 4%. Now here's where the money comes in. I was advised that if we did 100% check match, the guy said to me, Chris, 100% check match. And I said to him, what does that mean? What do you mean 100% check match? He says, well, Chris, if you sponsor John and John makes $1,000, you're going to make $1,000. Wait. If Chris sponsors $1,000, if Chris sponsors John and John makes $1,000, Chris is going to make $1,000.
Correct. Yeah.
And I said to him, wait, I'm going to pay John and I'm going to pay this guy $1,000? He said, yes, that's 100% match. Bring the 3x8 matrix was 8% for 7%. Bring it down to 4%, but give that 100% match, which essentially makes it back above 8%, right? If you think about it.
Yes.
The value of this is a couple of things. If you were to sign up one guy, we all in network marketing always, and I'm sure, look, when I started, I was in Amway back in the early 90s, and I used to call my sponsor, I got this one guy. I got this guy. If he gets in, he's going to make us all rich. Yeah. Well, with our model, literally, if you get a guy who makes $100,000 a month, you're making $100,000 a month. Guess what? If you get that one guy who makes himself rich, you're going to get rich.
Exactly.
So, but that's few and far between. Let's call it what it is. All right. But I can go out and I could sponsor 20 people and help each of them make $1,000. I can make $1,000 on bonuses, the check match, plus my matrix money, right? Yes. So the thing is, don't come in and just sit there and let everybody make you rich, because you're going to make you rich. Is go out and help other people, sell them the services. Once they sell the services, if they want to become an affiliate, they can become an affiliate. They drop into your matrix. Help them make some money. When you help them make money, whether it's $100 or $10,000 a month, you're getting 100% match. That was the trick. Now here's the other benefits to that, John. Let's just say I sponsor you. I'm in the matrix, hypothetically. And I'm not in the matrix.
I understand.
Okay, I sponsor you, but you fall on my 6th level on a 3x8 matrix. Guess what? On a normal matrix, you get cut off after the 8th level.
Yes, you do.
But now, technically, it goes down another 8 levels for you, right?
Correct.
So essentially, my matrix for you goes down not 8 levels, but almost 16 levels. Mm-hmm. So if I sponsor you 6 levels deep, and I help you make $1,000 a month, guess what? I'm earning on you. I'm not getting cut off because the matrix stops at 3x8.
Correct.
If I sponsor you and you're 20 levels deep, guess what? I'm earning on you 100%. So then we looked at, what about the bigger players? What about those that want to make 6, 7, 8 figures? All right. I'm looking at IML. The vision at IML is a $1 billion company. Yes. Okay. The products that we have coming, the services that we have coming, the structure that we have, this is going to take us into the stratosphere. So what about those who want to build massive organizations? John, what if you sponsor somebody and it goes down 8 levels and then it explodes to 5,000 people? Right. So I added a 1%, a 2%, and a 3% infinity bonus that starts from you down. So instead of earning 4%, you're earning 5%, 6%, or 7%, 8 levels. Then it starts 1, 2, 3%, infinity to your rank or higher. And as you're at the higher rank, the 3%, it actually gets cut in half and then cut in half. So you're never going to be stopped. It's going to have the ability to go on and on. And I work very, very closely with some of the top people in the industry who are big players, and they said, this is what I need. When I told them that, they jumped in because they saw a great product, a great price, a great comp plan, something that's fair, something that the average person can come in, and if he doesn't know how to sponsor, he's still going to have the ability to earn.
Yes.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
And yet you have a product that pays you. It's a home run. It's a home run. If I wish I had IML when I started, the dream for IML of where we are. Hey, check out my shirt, by the way.
Yeah, I see it. That's a cool
Yeah,
shirt.
you like that, right? It's IML. You got a BMW shirt.
Yeah.
You know, it shows you where your loyalty is. So anyway, I wish I had IML when we started because I could have got the education. I could have put my work on autopilot. I could have had the ability to share it with others and earn a residual income. And if you really look at it, you're leveraging time and money, both with the trading and the networking side.
Yes.
You're leveraging your time with people. You're leveraging your time with money. You're compounding both time and money. You know, I'm just pure. You can tell. I got a passion for this, brother.
Chris, if you could give anybody advice, I mean, right now, your energy's there, your vision's there, the product's phenomenal. You're introducing products to take this company to possibly the next billion-dollar thing because, as I learned, you're global. And the biggest thing I'd ask you is, like you said, if you had IML when you first started, let's say years ago, what would be maybe one or two things you tell someone just listening to you today that if they're looking for that place to hang their hat, or maybe they've lost money, feel like maybe they've been burnt in other things, what would you say would be like the safe haven, the safe island? Why do you feel IML would be the right place for, as you said, the Chevrolet driver, not the Lamborghini driver? You're going to turn them into that maybe one day, but what's the foundation you feel a new person should hear from you that makes them know that we know everything you've done is solid, okay? But for that guy who's been out there trying so long, what encouraging words could you give them, you know?
Okay, it's funny, you said something that we're global, and we are. I just want to touch on this real important.
Okay.
We're global with our product, and we're
Correct.
global with the marketing side.
Correct.
We're global with our product for the fact every country can trade Forex and futures with the exception of North Korea.
Correct.
And Iran.
Mm-hmm.
So every country in the planet can trade Forex and futures.
Wow.
There is no restrictions.
That's
okay,
big.
some countries have, some companies, Canada has their issues, some companies don't, and we use the ones that were able to deal with everybody except North Korea and Iran. Now, the other part of that is in the United Kingdom, they have some rules in terms of bringing a direct sales product or any product into it. We're compliant with that. We're compliant with the cooling off period. We're compliant across the board. Our lawyers made sure we are completely compliant before we did anything. I know they even had questions in the Netherlands. We actually had a letter that came in from the government in the Netherlands saying that we don't even fall under the financial jurisdiction because of our type of model. Wow. So we're completely worldwide compliant, and we have a product that's compliant. Our services, our network, our marketing side to the free world.
Wow.
Okay. We don't have to go. We don't have to get our product tested in some other country to see if their skin falls off, or to see if it burns up their stomach. No, it's a global audience. When you look down from the sky from an airplane, it's one world. We don't separate. So that's one thing. The other thing is, you said, what advice would I give to somebody coming into it?
Yes.
We live in such a microwave, instantaneous Facebook, chat type of environment that if it doesn't work the first day, go to the next thing. And I'm on Facebook. I'm a regular guy just like you, John. I'm on Facebook. I even get told by my compliance department, don't post that stuff. I'm a regular guy. I'm not a big shot. I'm not in some skyscraper looking out over the small people. I'm at the same level, fighting that fight every day. I hope you know that, John.
Yeah,
right? You can just tell from my voice. I move my hands. When you're Italian, John, your hands do the talking for you.
I hear you.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, I look on Facebook and I see people. They're in this business this week. and they're in some cycler next week, and then some juice company next week, and some powder company some other week, and some seed company another week, and something else, and some this cream care and that skin cream, and they haven't even used it yet, but it's cured their acne. So,
yeah, I hear you.
I'm not knocking anybody, John. I'm just saying.
I hear you. I hear you.
Why? I've been in trading since 1995. Everybody who I've mentored who's become successful has been in trading. They don't hop around. I've mentored people that are on television, CNBC, Bloomberg, people that are in books. They're written books. All right, I've been in over 6 books already. I've been magazines. So what would I say? Focus on one thing. Okay, we obviously have a product that's where the income earners, the highest income earners earn is in the trading arena.
Right.
Unless you're doing something illegal, a legal effort, right? Trading, you're leveraging money. There's nothing else out there that really can compare.
Nothing.
All right. Every year we see the news comes out and all the Goldman Sachs traders, they make $250,000 on the paycheck, but they're making $30 million in bonuses.
Yeah.
Okay. Traders are the highest income earners. Now, what would I say to the guy just starting out? Well, we've adjusted the prices at such a level that you cannot even find this at another company. Most companies charge in the trading world $2,000, $3,000, or $400 a month, $500 a month for their services. So in terms of price, you're buying a Lamborghini for the price of a Chevrolet.
Mm-hmm.
But I always tell people, learn, take the time, don't rush to being wealthy. Don't be a Roman candle where you light it, it jumps up in the air, you're excited, and you give up. Take your time, day by day. Now, we understand with the signal service, you just turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we understand that, and that's going to put people on the fast track. But people that want to learn, John, I would love to empower. I would love to empower you. I understand in the beginning you're going to use the signal service.
Yes.
But I would love to empower you when you're making some money to sit there and say, I know when to buy, I know when to sell. Right. I can manage my own finances. Back in 1994, I had given money to a financial planner. 93, 94, we had given money to a financial planner, and it flipped me out to the point I said to myself, I'm going to understand the industry. I'm going to do this. I don't want somebody else controlling my destiny. So that's why I became a trader. I want people to know that when you become a trader, John, you can manage your own finances.
Correct.
Okay? You give me 6 months. You give me 8 months of education and focus. Look at Gerard. He's my right-hand man in the company. He's been with me for a while. He's 24 years old, 25. We have a debate of how old he is now. I thought he was 22. But he's a guy who's been learning and learning. He's working full-time for me, so I don't want him trading during the day. Right, Gerard? If you watch this. But no, but he does his own little investing on the side. And you know what? He has more knowledge at 24 years old than as somebody at 45 years old.
Yeah.
But I want them to understand you can manage your own finances in the future. When the market's going to turn, you could buy, you could sell. And do like some of the people that I've educated in this world. There's a guy on CNBC. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's running his own hedge fund now. He's a big star. I love him. All right, we're close. You could do whatever you want. You could run your own private equity firm. You could manage money for people. You can manage your own corporate money. It's amazing what you can do when you understand how money works and how to create a profit from nothing. Seriously. It doesn't make sense where I could put $5,000 in an account, John, and in one day I can earn $100. Do you know that $100 is more than they would earn in the bank in a whole year?
Right.
Okay, I'm not saying that you're going to earn $100 every single day. I'm saying that if you put money in the bank, it's going to earn you 2%. Mm-hmm. But if you understand how money works, that $5,000 is really based on a lot more money because you leverage.
Yes.
And that's what the banks do. The banks take your $5,000. They leverage it 100 times.
Correct.
Tons of times. And they're working on so much money that a little bit of profit That's all they need, and it's all. So you put 5,000 in thousand to $100,000 home. The $100,000 home goes up 5,000. You've made 100% on your 5,000.
Right.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you make 100,000 on the 100,000. You double your money. So when I look at trading, I look at it the same way. You have the same leverage, the same power, but a person can come in. What if it took you a year to learn, John, and you spent in IML $1,400 just for the education?
Yes.
It's unheard of. It's unheard of. We put people on the fast track with the signal and the learning where I want somebody to turn around one day in 2 or 3 years and say, you know what? I'm managing $5 million. I'm managing $3 million. My accounts have done this much. I've traded. I'm making a profit. I'm financially free.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
I'm not talking about the network marketing side. I'm talking about the trading side. That's where the massive money is. Okay?
Yeah.
Network marketing is going to help you earn money, and those who want to build, you're going to earn lots of money. But
Correct.
the average person who comes in and doesn't have the cash to trade or wants to build a home-based business, what other business that you can go out, you can create a sales team, earn a profit, and then take that profit and put it to work. Robert Kiyosaki 101. Work hard for your money, let your money work hard for you. That's what it's all about. Okay? So I hope I explained myself. I know we're back and forth, but I wish I had iMarkets Live in 1995.
Well, I mean, the whole thing, Chris, is, we can't thank you enough for giving us the opportunity. And, you clarified the vision of the company, how passionate you are. You have the history. You've been in the books. You've been on television. The system's affordable for the average Joe. And you also this really clarifies something for all of us today. There's a difference between getting rich, which you can do in network marketing, but in the trading, you can get wealthy. So you did a great job really distinguishing what the two represent. One can make you rich. It's great if you do what you're supposed to do and it works out based on your own efforts. You can't guarantee income. But in the trading side, you can get wealthy. So, I mean, is there anything you can think of now in conclusion to the interview?
One more thing.
Mm-hmm.
We lead with the product, John. We lead with the product. We don't lead with you can make money in network marketing. We lead with the product because the product is something that's revolutionary. It's something that will change people's lives. All right?
Right. We
lead with that product. All right. We don't lead with you can get in and get rich. We lead with the product. It's a retail business. Okay. Exactly. Our lawyer, which is one of the best in the industry, he said to me, and he kept saying to me, Chris, you have something that nobody else has done. He said, but you have a retail product, a proven retail product.
Correct.
I just didn't start this, all right? And you know this. You can look up on the internet. I speak at all the major events. We're partnered on education with some of the major companies out there, all right? We're live on the Money Show. We're the Ninja Traders. I'm doing seminars for FXCM. I don't have any broker relationships, but we have educational relationships.
Exactly.
Okay, understand? We lead with the product. If somebody likes the product enough, they can share it. By sharing that, they can earn an income by acquiring customers. If those customers choose to refer other people, they can become an affiliate, and they can refer others. I want to make that distinction because we are completely by the book, on the right side of the line. I don't promote sharing your account statements. I do not promote. If somebody says, well, let me see your account statements, that's like asking you personal questions. Exactly. And to go out there and show that out there, I've terminated people for that. I do not want us to be like the rest. I don't like some of these companies that they get on stage and they're showing their checks all over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, John, really, traders don't do that. We don't make. I don't make 100 grand on a trade and then start showing it on the internet. I made 100 grand. We don't do that. It's weird. Okay. No. We lead with the product. If somebody wants to share it with other people and make money on that networking side, that's why we built it. Two worlds collide. They came together. We built a force that's just unstoppable. And John, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you taking the time to question me. I was kind of nervous because, I don't do interviews like this normally. So I hope we said the right words to everybody. And if whoever's taking a look at this Google Hangout, whoever's watching the video, is please, if you're skeptical, give it a shot. If you're excited, give it a shot. Get back to the person that invited you. Get back to the person that shared this with you, and thank them. Thank them for opening the doors to potentially changing your life. If you can understand what we spoke about tonight, this is a life-changing event, what you just heard. So, John, thank you very much.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you for the opportunity, and to see you soon, okay?
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.